Welcome back. Welcome back, beloved souls. How's everyone doing? We live in extraordinary times, isn't it? We're actually living in times of high strangeness, to be honest. As you might have noticed, the world stage is shifting quite rapidly at the moment. So today I want to do kind of a mixed update between sort of intel, world events, esoteric updates, energy updates, and everything in between, because I think they are very much intertwined. Um, so, as we know, it once was whispered in the shadows in terms of disclosures, now beginning to surface for everyone to see. Ooh, sorry if the sound was wonky, the microphone was not positioned correctly. So, we're hearing about all sorts of rumblings at the moment in terms of mass disclosure, high profile arrests, and these things are seeping into the mainstream right now. So, it's no longer a conspiracy theory, it's no longer in just alternative news, it's gone mainstream. And these arrests are definitely going to shock the collective. Many of us have been expecting this for many years and have been waiting for this. But for many others, it's going to be a big shock. Um, you know, we could be looking at names like Obama, Hillary. It's been whispered, and then you can see that the narrative towards that has been building. Official communication out of the White House has even supported this. So, yeah, it's going to be an action packed September, guys. I did an energy update yesterday just to give you an idea, energy wise, what we're looking at for September. It's action packed for sure in terms of all the astrological alignments, the eclipses that we're expecting, the 999 portal, the equinox. I mean, it's literally packed. Um, and right now, I think we experiencing quite a beautiful sort of gentle energy, although the solar flares are hitting us hard still, and a lot of us are experiencing ascension symptoms. Those that are sensitive to energy, in any event. But just to go back to world events, so we will see a lot of action this month and potential mass arrest and arrest of very key figures. As I said, it's going to shock the world. And, these may well be staged as part of the movie that's playing out to wake up the masses, but it doesn't really matter because it needs to unfold. It needs to be told to the masses and seep into the collective consciousness that this is what's happening. We know that everything that's happening now pretty much have already happened. So it's just literally a movie playing out for the world to see. But it gives us confirmation that everything we've been following and knowing and, for years now is actually playing out, and the collective is acknowledging it as well. So this is all part of the great unveiling that is what has been said to happen on this planet. It's all part of what has been planned for a very long time, and the dismantling of illusions that we've lived under for so long. And it's not just intel that plays itself out, and military events that plays itself out in the back, on the world stage. It's very much part and parcel of the energy that we're experiencing on the planet, the light that's flooding the planet, the beginning of the Satya Yuga, which is the golden age, the age of enlightenment. We are very much out of the Kali Yuga now, which was the dark ages. And so, it's par for the course. It absolutely is something that happens concurrently. The awakening of humanity, the rising of consciousness and vibration on the planet, and all these world events playing itself out, the crumbling of old structures and systems that no longer serve the collective and feels really out of date and way past its sold out by date. You're seeing that in England and everywhere. People are just like, really? We've been living under these systems for the longest time. How's it possible that we just accepted it? So suddenly the consciousness is shifting and people are realizing, no, this is ridiculous. We can't live in a world like this anymore. Things have to change look at Germany and the UK and Sweden, with a complete, the demographic of these countries have changed completely. They're no longer what they were, and they've just changed due to legal and illegal immigrants that have flooded the countries. And yeah, people are just realizing they can't live like that anymore. Even in Germany, they're being threatened with turning the Germany into an Islamic state, and that Sharia law will rule, and those that don't comply and don't convert to Islam will be, either, um, yeah, let's just say taken care of. You know, it's like, hello, can we say wake up the masses already? So yeah, in this at the same time, the signs in the skies are adding to the mystery and the unfolding at this 3i, which has been labeled a comet, really isn't, like an interstellar comet really isn't, because it carries an energy signature that is not that of a comet. When you look at the gas tail that a comet is supposed to emit, it doesn't have that. The size of the comet, that metal in this structure has been detected, intelligence, the light that it's emitting, self-propulsion, energy signature. It's not a comet, and that's for sure. And we even have a Harvard professor that's now come up brave enough, because when you're in those institutions, you have to toe the line, right? But he's even said it's much more likely to be a spaceship than a comet. It's definitely not anything close to comet at this point. And so that's going to be bringing a lot of change on the planet in terms of disclosure and seeding into the masses that, yes, for sure, we are not alone. And this thing is heading our way, this spacecraft. And although it's got a slow sort of descent, closer to Earth, which is also kind of silly because things like portal travel and all of these things are real things, so they don't need to spend months to be heading to Earth, but it's part of the slow disclosure and unfolding of our new reality on Earth that a lot of people are needing. um so this thing is definitely a vessel, not a rock, and it indicates that we might have some cosmic visitors very soon. Contact will happen sooner rather than later. And this is all aligning with Earth's ascension timeline. So it all just comes together perfectly in the perfect time, at the perfect time, in divine timing. So things are going to be hotting up for the last quarter of this year, not just in terms of the energies, the potential contact that we'll be experiencing as a planet, um, but so many other things. Just need to mention the activity from the sun continues to flood our planet with powerful solar flares and streams of light frequencies that hit the planet, which really trigger awakening in a lot of people. The physical symptoms that we're experiencing, the DNA upgrades, are undeniable. And deep soul activations, people that just realize there's more to life than what we've been told, and they perhaps not from this planet even. So all these surges are not random. They are, strategic upgrades that is really preparing us for what lies ahead. And the starseeds are the way showers, and the ones that are going to ease it in for humanity in a much more gentle and smooth way, and be the calm in the storm, right? So yeah, and if you've seen the Schumann resonance just yesterday, over the weekend, we've had so much white light hitting the planet, and for me, I seem to be feeling it earlier than when it's actually hitting. So every time I feel like, whoa, I feel this energy come over me, whatever form that may take. It's like a day or two later, I will see it in the actual Schumann resonance. So it's quite interesting. Given that I do have a deep space connection with the what something is called the Shapley attractor, which is way beyond the central, the galactic center. I've just suddenly realized maybe it's because I have that connection that I'm feeling it earlier than others. I really don't know, but it's something that I have been noticing over the last couple of months. Um, And yeah, so we've had a lot of energy on the planet, and a lot of symptoms, but now it feels like it's easing off a little bit. There's a very gentle, beautiful energy enveloping us, and it's welcome, isn't it? I'm feeling a little bit more energized again. I don't sleep as much, and things are kind of returning to normal after the last batch of symptoms. Um, and obviously what we know lying ahead is probably the greatest shift of all, beyond even what I've mentioned, although it goes part and parcel with that. Um, the financial flip that we've all been waiting for is imminent. And the guys that specialize in this kind of information, who have been watching different channels of people that are really focused on what the financial markets are doing and what each country is doing, especially like when you look at Iraq's central bank and the movements that they're making, the US that's pulling out troops, and Iraq being the first country that has been indicated to have a currency revaluation with a cascade of other devalued currencies following that. So that is imminent, and I'm hearing from a lot of different sources that the flip is imminent, that there may be some sort of market crash. Um, and this is perfectly timed with the energies currently on the planet. If you look, we're ending a endings window with the 999 uh, portal. So it really is from the collapse of old structures to the birth of new asset-backed treasury systems, whispers of crypto surges, the sovereign trust payouts, humanitarian funds that are coming more and more into the narrative, even amongst more mainstream alternative sources. If I can put it that way, these are all circulating and picking up speed a little bit. So this is not just money talk, obviously. It's energetic reset of our global structures. And money is one of the biggest control systems. And that's why that has to change like ASAP. So that is imminent. And astrologically speaking, the stars echo this. So, with the eclipses, the transformative pressure of Uranus and Pluto, all pushing us into a collapse and rebirth. So, isn't it beautiful how the planets are supporting what's happening on the ground right now and what is imminent? So I'm going to just weave together a couple of elements for you guys in terms of both hard intel and esoteric currents to help us make sense of where we are headed. Um, and as always, remember, we are starseeds here to hold the calm, to anchor the vision of New Earth, and to guide those that are only just awakening to the truth. So that is why we are normally presented with this information earlier than the rest, because we are those way showers for the rest of the collective that are just awakening. So I mentioned high strangeness in my title, and it's going to get strange for sure. Maybe not for us, because we have been waiting for contact. We know our galactic brothers and sisters are waiting in the wings. And unfortunately, we have to wait for the collective to be ready, apparently, before we can really have overt contact. Um, um, but the veil is lifting, that is for sure, as the total sort of median frequency on the planet is rising. The veil is lifting even more, even for the sleeping collective, and they're not going to be able to ignore this information anymore. And with Atlas 3i, maybe there will be a large last ditch effort for Project Bluebeam or something to that effect by the cabal, but I really don't think that can work at this point. Their power is waning really fast. But it's important for us to keep that calmness throughout the collective and make sure that people don't panic during this time, you know, um, and whether whatever events happen is real or stage, for them it's going to feel very real. And we know why sometimes it has to be staged, but for them it'll be very real. So we have to keep that, hold the line, so to speak. Um, Yeah, so what can I tell you guys? We've got the with obviously with that eclipses, we've got Pisces, Virgo's axis, and that is really just setting the tone for truth and hidden revelations to come to the fore. And then, as I said, the 999 portal, well, perfectly timed for all systems and timelines to close out endings before there can be a new beginning for us. So we are really entering the season of exposure and rebirth right now. And I think nobody can debate that anymore. And I hope you all in good spirits because this is such an exciting time. I know for some, they feel like they've been waiting for way too long. But it is what it is, guys. I mean, we don't know what complications are happening in the background. Timelines are not always fixed. And so have an open mind, have an open heart. Don't just sit and wait for things to happen. Make your own reality, create your own reality that you want to see around you in the world. And we will be supported with world events unfolding in the coming days, weeks, and months for sure. I'm just like giving it over to the universe, divine timing. I know it's going to happen, and I know it's going to happen when the time is right. And I trust that divine plan. I hope you do too. Together we ripple this consciousness and this light into the collective. So we have to be really, really careful of our own state of mind and realize that we can control our state of mind, our stream of consciousness, really, by being more disciplined with our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions, taking that neutral observer approach, being you know the word that comes to mind is equanimity. Having equanimity, learning how to cultivate that so that you're not triggered by events as they unfold, and even other people. Because remember, as people wake up and as their consciousness rises, their shadows are going to be rising as well, and they're going to get triggered, and they're going to trigger you. And how you respond is going to determine your reality and how pleasant this process is going to be. So, can you in that moment realize that the way you respond to someone that may be, I don't know, attacking you or shouting at you, whatever the case may be, or maybe conflict with a family member, can you in that moment realize what is going on, the fact that their consciousness is being triggered and that they're reacting from a place of deep trauma, and just to let it and not let it affect you, because their words, whatever, however awful it may be, however ugly they may be towards you, doesn't say anything about you. It says something about them and their consciousness and their unhealed traumas, not you. It's got nothing to do with you. So if you can be neutral and just put up a shield of neutrality around you and say, I'm not going to be affected by this energy. I'm going to be controlling my environment, my own frequency. I'm going to creating a toroidal field of high frequency and neutrality and equanimity around me so that I can be immune to all these crazy reactions and responses, because that is truly what's going to be expected of us. And if you can reach that level of neutrality, that neutral observer that realize this is a play in a game playing out on earth, and you win the game by not being pulled emotionally into it, but being the neutral observer as much as possible, by seeing that whatever's playing out here is either the cause and effect of you you know having a certain state of mind, or it's the perhaps still some play out of karma, or it's just the other person playing out their own karma and their own cause and effect, and that you don't need to be affected by that. And you can calm them down and say something like, I know this is not you. You seem to be very triggered and acting from a place of trauma. I am going to be calm. I'm not going to respond right now. I'm not going to be triggered. And when you're ready to discuss or get support from me, I'm here. But if you're going to be raising your voice and acting all crazy, I'm just going to remove myself from the situation, and I'm sending you love, and that's it. You don't have to engage. You really do not have to engage. And at that point, you will be able to start mastering the matrix, so to speak, the 3D matrix, which really is a hologram, an illusion. It's a game for us, for our soul to learn. And that if your human consciousness can realize that and connect more to your higher self and your soul, then you can handle it in a much more effective way. So, as I say, together we ripple this light into the collective, this calm into the collective. So, you know, just go with the flow, surf these waves. When there's beautiful energy, surf the waves and try and draw it out for as long as possible. When you're on a wave in the sea and you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to make it to the beach, just imagine that wave taking you all the way to the beach. It's the most beautiful wave that you've ever surfed. And you want it to carry on forever. And then when you're on the beach, you just lie in the sun. It's like, wow, that was an amazing wave, right? That's how we can think about in terms of the energy, really. Um, so, yeah, guys, as we move through these waves of change, remember you're not alone. We are a community. We are here offering support. I must add that I don't always have time these days to reply to all the beautiful comments on my videos, and it's not because I don't appreciate them. I really, really do. I just don't have enough time at the moment, and I'm trying to reduce my screen time. But believe me, I do gloss over them. I'm sending you gratitude and love every time you say something beautiful, supportive, nice. I really, really appreciate you guys and being part of this community. So you're definitely not alone. Each solar flare, each shift in your system, each part of the great awakening, your role is just to stay calm and to stay centered and to be the one that hold the light for those who are only now beginning to stir from their slumber. And if you feel called to support your body and energy field during this time, um, I really recommend the LifeWave technology. It's really phenomenal healing technology. And I'm going to just maybe do another insert on this because it is next level. It's really the future of healing, and it's really self-healing, to be honest. It's just supporting your body to do its own healing. There's nothing external with X39 that enters your body. Maybe with some of the other patches, like glutathione and other things, that it gently absorbs into the body. But with the X39, it's just light technology, literally. And for me, this is the tip of the spear when it comes to healing technology that we have available to us right now, that is accessible, that can help us through the spirit. And I'm grateful I've started using it finally after, delaying for so long. Um, so if you're interested to learn more, you'll find the links below. There'll be two links. One link will be for if you want to sign up as a preferred customer or even a business partner where you get a discount on the patches, which I would recommend. So rather to sign up as a preferred customer, at least. But if you really just want to try it, you can buy it at retail level, and there's a link for the plain sort of retail site as well. But I really recommend preferred customer, and just share this love with others, and that's how we heal the world. I see a lot of people waking up to new and being open to new healing technology, and it's really beautiful to see. I'm so chuffed to see the world moving finally into the space. um so guys, if today's message resonated with you, please make sure you're subscribed. I would really appreciate that, and like and share if it helped you, because now's the time to get this message out to more people, to make sure that we support the awakening of others. So do share this with them, so they can find the support, the clarity, and the comfort that they're looking for. Um, because together we ripple the light into the collective. Like I said, it's all like a ripple, permeating the collective consciousness and the quantum field. That's how we shift. That's how we reach the tipping point. Um, so guys, yeah, otherwise make sure you join us on Telegram. That's where we share daily updates and stay connected. The link for that is also below. So Until next time, beautiful souls, keep holding this vision of the new earth because it's already here. It only takes us to keep holding that vision. Trust me, it is busy manifesting itself into existence one brick at a time, one hemp brick at a time. So, anyway, sending you all lots of love, and I look forward to chatting to you soon again.